Hi, thanks again for joining me here at Lake Wingra in Madison, Wisconsin. These are some yoga sequencing movements that in the past I would have kind of considered like a power flow type class. And so what we're going to do is we're going to work starting with our core, just find some engagement, some warmth, build some heat there. And then we're going to use some movement to keep building through the practice and then come back down into a little bit of core work towards the end, some balance work, and then we'll end coming down deep into our hips. As is typical with my videos, I am cutting off Shavasana pretty quick here and just doing a pretty quick closing. If you need a longer Shavasana at the end of class, I welcome you to take it. There are some great videos on YouTube. I'm trying to offer some different content and different styles of videos. And so if you want to just find a nice meditation app, that's awesome. Great things out there all over YouTube. Highly recommend it. The other thing is if you know you have tight hips or balance can be a bit of a challenge for you in poses like half moon, then go ahead and grab a block ahead of class. If you don't have a yoga block at home, that's cool. I've noticed that the blocks are like the same size as the last 3 books of Harry Potter. As a golden example, you could use those. They work just as well. Something that size, something that kind of works that's around the house that you're not using could work if in all possibilities. All right, that being said, let's get started. So we're going to start down on our backs. What you're going to do is you're going to let the bottoms of your feet come together and you're going to let your knees splay out wide. If it's early and you need to build some energy, then let your heels come up a little bit closer to your pelvis. If it's a little bit later in the day, maybe you've had a cup of coffee or two, you can let your feet fall a little further away and start from more of a grounding position. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your stomach. We do that to recognize the rhythm of our breath, the way our breath works. The beating of our heart, the rise and fall of our stomach. So starting here in the body, notice how you feel, notice where you are. Notice the bottoms of your feet touching. Maybe notice how your hips feel, if they're flexible or if they're tight today. Your lower back, your shoulder blades, your elbows, the back of your head. Work your way through your body, see how you feel. From there, pretty quickly come into your breath. Notice your breath. Notice the length of your inhale, a little depth to your exhale. We'll find 3 breaths together to initiate the practice. We'll take lines of breath, so we'll open our mouth and stick out our tongue on the exhale. So take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Fill your body up with air. Feel your lungs expand. When you get to the top of your breath, open up your mouth, stick out your tongue, exhale all the way back out. Ground the small of your back. Inhale, pressing into your tailbone. Fill your body up with air. Feel your lungs expand. Get to the top, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, exhale all the way back out. One more breath. Exhale out. Drop your hands up by your hips. Press your knees together. Ground the small of your back down into the mat. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Ground your shoulder blades down into the mat. Let your palms face in towards each other. Find equal extension through each middle finger. Strength through the hands. From there, reach your feet straight up towards the sky. Press through your heels. Bring your toes down towards your shins. Dead bug pose. Notice how you feel into your hamstrings. Find your breath. Take 3 more breaths here. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Take your head up towards your knees. Go nice and small. From there, inhale, reach your hands and your feet long across your body. Feel that length, that distance, that reach. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Ground into the small of your back. Lift your feet straight up towards the sky. Ground into your shoulder blades. Lift your hands up towards the sky. This time, bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Press into your forearms, press into your shins. From there, lift your head 2 inches away from the mat. Breathe there. Exhale back down. From here, reach up through your knees, find the bottoms of your feet. Press your heels towards the sky, your knees down towards the ground. A little early for happy baby, so just find a little movement, rocking back and forth. See how it feels through the back, so to loosen up the small of the back. Let the bottoms of your feet come together, let your feet come down to the mat, let your knees splay out wide. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Deep inhale all the way in. Exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. Inhale, press your knees together. Ground the small of your back down to the mat. Reach your feet up towards the sky. Reach your hands up towards the sky. This time, let's find a little movement. On an inhale, drop your right hand and your left foot all the way down to the mat. Inhale back up. This time, we're going to exhale, left hand, right foot. Inhale back up. Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. 2 more each side. Move back and forth. Let your breath guide you in. Let your breath guide you out. There's no rush. There's no hurry. We'll all meet back with our knees and our chest this time. Bring your knees slightly wider than your chest. Flare your elbows out to the side. Rock from elbow to elbow. Come back to center, ground the small of your back, lift your feet up towards the sky. Lift your hands towards the sky, bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Again, alternating. Bring your right hand and your left foot up to the sky. Bend. Left hand, right foot. Bend. Right hand, left foot. Bend. Left hand, right foot. Bend. Maybe you get tricky, you go right foot, right hand. Left foot, left hand. Maybe try to throw yourself off a little bit, whatever makes sense. Notice how your body feels. One more each side. Bring your knees in your chest. Again, reach up through your knees, find the bottoms of your feet. Happy baby. Maybe you hold it static this time. Pressing your heels towards the sky, bring your knees down towards the ground. Let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your feet come down. Knees splay out wide. Drop your hands down by your hips. One more little core movement here. Press your knees together. Ground the small of your back. Lift your hands and your feet up towards the sky. This time 5 times. On an exhale, we're going to drop our hands and our feet all the way down to the mat. Then we're going to inhale all the way back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 3 more. Down. Up. 2 more. 1 more. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your head up towards your knees. Inhale, reach your hands and your feet long. Come long across the mat. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Grab behind your knees this time. Rock up to your feet. Then roll back to your shoulders. To your feet. To your shoulders. Then with control, rock yourself forward into Navasana. Boat pose. Ground into your sit bones. Lift your feet out in front of you. You can leave your hands here behind your knees. You can open your hands up towards the side. Woo! A little movement on the dock this morning is making this a good challenge for me. Find your breath. Get long through the collarbone, lift through the crown of the head, take a nice inhale. As you exhale, cross your legs at your ankles. Rock up and over your knees, plant your hands. Step back to plank pose. So walk back here a little bit on my mat. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Your heels pressed out long behind you. Engage through your core. Squeeze your thumb and your pointer finger down into the mat. Take 5 breaths here. From here, drop your right knee down to the mat. Pivot your right foot back behind you. Take your right hand directly underneath your gaze. Rise up into side plank. First variation, second variation. Take your right foot back behind you. Stack your left foot on top of your right. One more nice breath. Exhale down, bring your left hand directly underneath your gaze. If you're using the knee, pivot your left foot. Take your right hand up to the sky. If you want, step that left foot back. Whatever makes the most sense for you. Whatever feels comfortable, whatever your breath is guiding you into. We're going to keep moving through the core. Let your breath be the guide. Open it up to the practice. Take 2 more nice breaths here. Exhale your right hand down to the mat. From here, with control, keeping your elbows tight, lower all the way down to the mat. Ground your toenails into the mat. Inhale, look up, cobra. Very little weight in your hands. Pressure down into your toes. Exhale, back down. Second time, cobra. Elbows tight in towards your body. Exhale, back down. Third breath, cobra. From here, curl your toes under. Press up to your knees first, pressing back into your hips. So to lift your hips up towards the sky. Press back into your heels, find down dog. So for me, first down dog, I like to find a little motion, a little movement back and forth. So bending my right knee, I straighten out my left leg. Back and forth. No rush. There's no hurry. Find about 3 more breaths here. Find that extension through your fingertips all the way through your shoulders. Press your collarbone down towards the mat. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, take 5 steps. Find the top of the mat. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Press long into your legs. Extend out through your hips. Feel that stretch through your hands. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Grounding into your feet. Scoop your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. This time, forearm plank. Drop your elbows underneath your shoulders, your hands out in front of you. Again, stay engaged through the core. 5 breaths here. Pivot on your right elbow, touch your right hand to your left elbow. Roll into the outer edge of your right foot, reach your left hand up to the sky. Forearm side plank. Find your breath. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, pivot back down. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Touch your left hand to your right elbow. Reach your right hand up to the sky. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, drop both of your elbows back down to the mat. Drop your knees. Drop your pelvis. Pressing into your forearms. Inhale, look up. Exhale your chin down towards your collarbone. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to collarbone. Third breath, if you want, press into your hands. Start to lift your elbows away from the mat as well. As you exhale back down, when your elbows get about 1 inch away from the mat, pause there. Then exhale, come all the way down. Bring your elbows wide. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes. Bend your knees. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Windshield wiper back and forth a little bit. Just a little bit. Open up the back. Come back to center. Take your feet long behind you. Ground your toenails. Curl your toes under from there. Lift your heels. Press up to your knees first. Then pressing back into your hips. Second time. Find down dog. There's no rush. There's no hurry here. If you like that movement for the first time, go ahead. Find it again. Take the time to listen to your down dog. See where it is. Bend your knees slightly. Press into your chest. Then start to work that length back through the heel. Back through the hamstring. From here, inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat, taking 3 steps. Find the top of the mat. 1, 2, 3. Inhale up halfway. Again, your hands to your shins or your thighs. Reach long to the crown of the head. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Ground into your feet. Scoop your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Some of you have done this pose with me before. We're gonna work a little tricep isolation. Elbows tight, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower all the way down to the mat. If you've never done this with me before, then I recommend watching it first before you do it. We'll do it 5 times. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk your hands back underneath your elbows. You're gonna find that 90-degree bend in your elbow. It's okay to look. Keeping your elbows in tight toward your body. You're gonna ground your forehead down into the mat. Leaving your toes curled under, you're gonna press into the balls of your feet and your forehead, and you're gonna lift your body between your elbows. Then you're gonna exhale back down. We'll do it 5 times. Ready with me? Inhale up. Exhale down. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more lift. From there, ground the tops of your feet and inhale, look up. Exhale, curl your toes under. Press all the way back. Down dog. Find your breath. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. This time, hop both of your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Lying through the hamstrings. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet. Scoop your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. From here, we're gonna chaturanga. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rock forward on our toes, bring our shoulder heads over our fingers. Come halfway down, pause. Ground the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl your toes under. Press back. From here, step your right foot up to the sky. Find length, distance, reach. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Drop your left heel, line up, heel to arch. Let your left hand reach up and over. And find warrior 2. Take a moment, find your pose. Make sure you can see your second toe in front of your right knee. Make sure you feel that edge down into the outer edge of your left foot. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. Take your gaze long over your front middle finger. Warrior 2 is a pose of potential. What we have in store. Reverse your warrior. Drop your left hand down your left leg, reach your right hand up to the sky. Actively pull your rib away from your hip. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, hinge down. Find supported side angle, so drop your right elbow to your right knee. From there, reach your left hand up and over. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Bury your chin into your armpit. Find length across that side body. Strength to the left hand. Like you could roll a marble off your left middle finger all the way down your side body. More breath. Inhale. Rise all the way up, reverse. From here, straighten out your right leg. Reverse Trikonasana, reverse triangle pose. Again, feel that extra length, that extra lift. Then drop your right hand down to shoulder height. Letting your left hip come around slightly, bring your right hand forward. When your right hand won't reach anymore, hinge down towards something. The block, your shin, your thigh. From there, start to open back up through the left shoulder, open up through the left hip. Inhale all the way back, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, sweep your hands down to the mat. Find the inner edge of your right foot, leaving your hips low. Bring your weight all the way back to your left foot. Ground your right heel down into the mat. Bring your toes up towards the sky. Find your hands out on either side of your left foot. Press down for that right hamstring. Slowly from there, start to walk your hands forward, back towards your right foot. Bend your right knee, curl your left toes under, find low lunge. From here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk your left hand all the way around your right knee. You can bring your right hand to the outer edge of your right thigh. You're gonna find a nice twist. From there, grounding in the balls of your feet, rise all the way up. High lunge. And drop your hands to heart center. Let's find warrior three. So one time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift our weight forward into the ball of our right foot, pressing into the ball of your right foot. You let your left foot float behind you. From there, you're gonna hinge 90 degrees down towards the mat, down towards the floor. Stay strong through your left heel, strong through your left toes. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, stand tall. Step your left foot up next to your right. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, pass forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Again, chaturanga, if that makes sense for you. Down dog. Let your breath guide you all the way back. When we find down dog, our left foot reaches up to the sky. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Drop your right heel, line up, heel to arch. Reach your right hand up and over. Find warrior two. We set the poses from here. No rush. It's movement, pose, hold, breath, and then again. They come. Let them be there. Reverse your warrior. Actively pull your rib away from your hip. From there, straighten out your left leg. Reverse Trikonasana. Drop your left hand down to shoulder height. Reach your left hand long in front of you when it won't reach anymore. Hinge down towards the mat. Find something. If you have that block and that block is going to serve you here, then go for it. Once you find that something, start to open back up through your right shoulder, back up through your right hip. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Find your breath. From here, come all the way back, reverse. We're finding side angle kind of a different way this time. We're gonna drop our left elbow down to our left knee, reach our right hand up. Play with the order. Let your body react side to side. Doesn't have to be the same thing. It's okay for it not to be okay. It's okay for it to be different. Inhale all the way back, reverse. Find those same poses. Bring both of your hands to the inner edge of your left foot. Walk your hand back to your right foot. Bend your right knee. Find your hands on either side of your right foot. Ground your left heel down to the mat. Stay active through the ball of your left foot. With control, walk your hands back all the way around your left foot. Curl your right toes under. Low lunge. From here, walk your right hand all the way around. Take your left hand to the outer edge of your left thigh. Twist. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, drop your hands to heart center. Hinge forward into the ball of your left foot. Let your right foot float out behind you. Warrior three. Woo. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Good little moving dock this morning. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Grab your opposite bicep, sway a little bit from side to side. Drop your hands down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, plant your hand, step or float back to plank. You can chaturanga again. You can let your breath just guide you back into down dog. 5 breaths here. Step your feet through your hands. Come down to your bum. With control, bring your knees into your chest. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, curl out your spine, drop your chin down towards your collarbone. Then with control, let go of your knees, come all the way down to your back. From here, we'll do a little bit more core work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some Yogi Bicycles. So interlace your hands behind your head, bend your knees, bring your feet up off the mat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go right elbow, left knee, take the right foot long in front of us, and then we're gonna switch, and switch, and switch, and what we'll do is we'll do 10 fast ones to start. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 10 slow ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fast ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 slow ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fast ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back. Drop the back of your head, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe you flare your knees out wide, you rock from elbow to elbow if that feels good. One more core work here. Drop your feet down to the mat. Make your hands into fists. Bring your fists underneath your sit bones. From there, pressing into your fist, lift your feet straight up towards the sky. Find your breath. Lower your feet 30 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower your feet 60 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower so your heels are 2 inches away from the mat. Take your gaze down towards your toes. And taking big scissor kicks. Come all the way back up to the top. Cross your right ankle over your left. Lower your feet 30 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower your feet 60 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower so your heels are 2 inches away from the mat. Take your gaze down towards your toes. Touch your heel 10 times. Little scissor kicks. All the way back up. Cross your ankles the other way. Lower 30 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower 60 degrees. Inhale back up. Lower so that heel's 2 inches off the mat. Touch that heel 10 times. Big scissor kicks all the way back up to the top. Whew. Take your hands out from underneath. Bring your knees into your chest, reach up through your knees, find the bottoms of your feet. Press your heels towards the sky, your knees into your armpits. Happy baby. Stay active through your heels, bring your knees down towards the floor. Let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your feet come down to the mat, let your knees sway out wide. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Find your breath. Take a nice inhale all the way in. Exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. Press your knees together. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest, grab behind your knees, rock up to your feet, and then back to your shoulders. Back up into Navasana a second time. Ground into your sit bones, take your hands out beside you. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, cross your legs, let your ankles rock up and over your knees. Plant your hands and float back to plank. From here, you can chaturanga, you can cobra, or if you're with me, you can do 10 push-ups. We'll keep our elbows in nice and tight, dropping all the way down. Back up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press all the way back, down dog. Find your breath. Inhale your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Step or float, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, full. Grounding into your feet, sweep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge back down to the mat. So, this time, we're gonna take the block. If you need the block for half moon, and you're gonna set the block at the top of your mat. Any side that you need, whatever is gonna work best for you. From there, plant your hands, step back to plank. We're gonna work half moon 3 times each side. So what we're going to do is we're gonna step our right foot all the way through. Drop our left heel, line up heel to arch, rise up, warrior 2. We're gonna come into this from our side angle pose. So drop your right elbow down to your right knee. Take your left hand to your left hip. From there, bending into your right knee, bring your hand down towards the ground, about 8 inches in front of your right foot. Find the block, find the floor, whatever makes sense. From there, start to reach your left foot long behind you. As you open up through that left hip, open up through the left hand, through the left shoulder. Find your breath. Let your left hand come down to meet your right. Bend into your right knee, step your left foot back. Drop your left heel, rise up, warrior 2. Right elbow, right knee. Left hand, left hip. Let your right hand come down to that block. Reach long behind you. Start to open up through the left shoulder, through the left hand. Find your breath. Drop your left hand down to meet your right. Bend into your right knee. Step your left foot back. Rise up. Warrior 2. Third time. Right elbow, right knee. Left hand, left hip. Rise up. Take a nice inhale here. Find the full expression of the pose. Then drop your left hand down. Drop your left foot down. Inhale up halfway. Plant your hands. Step or float back to plank. Find your way back, down dog, other side. Step your left foot forward. Drop your right heel, rise up. Warrior 2. Right hand, right hip. Left hand comes out in front of you. Drop down to your left knee. Find that block. Find the floor. Let your gaze start the pose. From there, your left hand comes down. Your right foot floats back behind you. Start to open up through that right hip, through that right hand. Breathe there. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, drop your right hand down to the mat, bend into your left knee, step your right foot back. Warrior two. Left elbow, left knee. Right hand, right hip. Take your gaze down towards the floor. Find that block, find the ground. Let your right foot float behind you. Let your right hand come up towards the sky. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down to meet left. Bend into your left knee, step back. Warrior two. One more time. Left elbow, left knee. Right hand, right hip. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Start to reach long through that right hand. Long through that right foot. Find that nice breath here. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, reach your right hand down. Bend into your left knee this time. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Bring your big toes together. Your knees as wide as the mat. And press all the way back towards child's pose. Find your breath. From here, I'm going to describe 3 different positions for hips today. If you want to rise up onto your knees, you can kind of watch it. If you can kind of do it from child's pose, that works as well. The first pose is called figure 4. We do this if we have lower back or knee issues, or if half pigeon kind of drives us a little bit crazy and we don't really love it. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down to your back. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to heel toe your feet so your heels are in line with your sit bones. From there, you're going to bring your right foot straight up to the sky. You're going to bend your right knee and cross your right foot over your left knee. Your right knee is going to come down. Now, the first part of this pose, you can take your right hand and just press down into your right thigh and feel that hip engage. Totally fine. The second variation is you can reach through and grab your left thigh or your left shin as long as the back of your head stays grounded into the mat. Good pose. What it does is it allows, so we aren't putting pressure into this knee and we're isolating into the small of the back. So we're just working that hamstring area, that outer hip. Nothing more. Now, the second pose, if figure 4 isn't going to serve you and you prefer a half pigeon, is you're going to start from down dog. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your right foot up to the sky. You're going to let your right knee find your right elbow. Your right foot finds your left armpit. You settle down into your right shin. Then you step your left foot back. Grounding the top of your left shin. Drop down to your forearms. That can be enough. That can be the pose. Maybe you stack a fist on a fist and you drop your forehead down to your fists. The key to this pose is if you feel any pressure into the top of your knee or your kneecap, you're going to back away from it. Take figure 4 instead. Stay engaged to the ball of your right foot. Press back into that left hip. The third option is double pigeon. I'm going to turn to show this. So, ideally in double pigeon, what you're going to do is you're going to stack your right foot on your left knee, and then your right knee is going to find your left foot. You can see in my world, big space, big gap there. So what I do is I take a block in front of my left knee. I bring my right foot to that block. From there, I take my right hand to my right knee. I press down. Keep that engagement there. Take your left hand around the block and shift your weight over towards that right foot. Any one of those 3 poses, what we're going to do, we're going to hold it for a little bit longer, kind of coming down into our hips for a little bit here. So hopefully you're already there, you're setting up the pose. If you wanted to experiment and try all 3, that's cool. I'm going to do double pigeon. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Oh, no, I'll just do it this way. This is fine. Find your breath. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Our hips can be a source of tension, of stress, given the current state of the world. We use a flow like that to build a little bit of strength, a little bit of heat, a little bit of core awareness, engagement, some stability. The ability to find balance through movement helps us in a lot of other pursuits. Helps us even in the pursuit of just yoga poses, of movements. Whatever makes the most sense for you. Let's give it about 10 more breaths here. Slowly. With control, begin that transfer to the other side. If you're in figure 4, lift both of your feet up towards the sky. Find that dead bug. Even half dead bug will work. If you're coming out of half pigeon, find your way through down dog. Begin that transfer. If you're like me, you're moving from one side to the other. Maybe you want to bring your feet out in front of you, give them a little whap, a little strength, a little awareness. Whatever makes the most sense for you. If you have a traditional double pigeon practice and you can touch foot to knee and knee to foot, you just find that forward fold. It totally works. Take your left hand to your left knee, bring your right hand around, whatever makes sense. The movements of yoga are a pathway, it's a journey. It's discovery, right? One step, then the next. Nothing more. Steady progress. That's all we search for. Not an end goal in mind. It's process oriented. We learn to listen. As we learn to listen, we learn to become more aware of our body, of what we need, of what serves us. Another beauty of YouTube, of doing videos online, is that you can do a little bit of that searching and hunting. You can move around as it makes sense. Learn to listen. Find the practice for yourself. Take 10 more breaths here. The fishermen have all moved on. It's pretty early morning here. With control, start to find your way out of it. If you're down on your back in figure 4, that's cool, stay there. Find your way into happy baby. If you're coming out of half pigeon, find your way through down dog and find your way down to your back. If you're coming out of double pigeon, like me, find your way down to your back. Now, like I said, I'm gonna take a pretty short shavasana here. Take your feet out in front of you, drop your hands down by your hips. If there's another pose you need, another movement, something else that'll help you close your practice, feel free to move through it. I'll leave about a 20-second pause here of quiet, of still, and then I'll begin my closing sequence. Again, if you need a longer shavasana, just feel free to pause the video or turn it off, whatever makes the most sense. Like Go down into the ground, to the back of the heart. Feel that connection. If you're closing with me, start with gratitude for the body. Be grateful for what you have. Grateful for your body, your skin, your muscles, your bones. The ability to move, to breathe, to listen. From there, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Find joy and beauty in breath. Find joy and beauty in life. Start to focus your attention into one breath alone, nothing more. From the start of the inhale to the end of the exhale. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, roll into your right hand side. From there, press yourself up into an easy seated position. Crossing your legs at your ankles. Drop your hands down by your hips. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Touch your palms, look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Touch your thumbs over your heart. Close your eyes if that serves you. Notice your heartbeat. Pause here for a second. Honor life. Honor prana. Honor your energy. We'll end the practice with one breath and 2 ohms. Om is a reminder that when we speak, our words are part of a collective voice, a collective whole. Consider both their intention and their impact. We'll inhale through our nose and we'll exhale out Om. Take a nice deep inhale all the way in. Exhale out. 2 ohms, deep inhale. Again. As always, thank you so much for sharing this with me, with each other, for bringing your energy. If you have questions or comments, feel free to hit me up below. Totally love the questions, love the comments. Happy to help out. Let me know what else you need, what other practices you're looking for. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.